guys, welcome back to Haymanager with me, Alex, and today I'm just going to go through the weekly roundup. So the games that have happened this weekend, I'm just going to go through every single one of them, just very quickly, very lightly, highlight a few of the main things that have come from it and a bit of the action that's happened this following weekend. So, first of all, we went to Brentford, where Brentford played Arsenal. An interesting game, this one, a really interesting game. Arsenal looked really shaky. Really shaky. The one thing I want to point out is that Lacazette and Aubameyang both pulled out of the game after they heard that they were... I think they called in sick the day before, or 2 days before. So, an illness had apparently got both of them, and they had to miss the game. Now, to me, this just confirms that Arsenal are in a massive state. There's nothing going well for Arsenal at the moment. Their players, such as Tierney, look very promising. I really like Tierney. Smith Rowe looked like he was getting a bit used to the type of game, the way they're playing, basically. Xhaka looked alright. Mari looked okay as a centre-back, probably just needs to get a few more games in there. But Ben White didn't look comfortable whatsoever. And I know it's probably because it's the first time in an Arsenal shirt. It's a completely different atmosphere. You've got to let people adapt. But for 50 million, it's a big price tag. Has it got to his head? We don't know. Brentford, though, fantastic game. Brentford had an absolutely phenomenal game. Kanyos proving how great a player he is. Pinnock as well at the back, really good. I liked him. Raya, the goalkeeper, Raya, ex-Blackburn player, brilliant player. And then as well as that, to be honest, Aya and Onyeka both started, both looked solid. I just like the way they set up. Brentford have a very interesting way to set up, and Tony as well. Brilliant game he had. Really demanding. Shows he's a team player. I think he's going to do very well this season. It's only a matter of time till he gets in the goals. Then, first game on Saturday, Manchester United versus Leeds. What a game. I did a reaction to it. Fernandes, a hat-trick in there. Pogba with 4 assists. I think he's only the 12th player to ever get 4 assists in a game. Absolutely phenomenal game by Pogba. Really good display. Leeds looked really good, but in the second half, just let it slip completely. Their heads dropped. Everything went wrong for them. A few like Greenwood's finish was sensational. Really nice tight finish into the bottom right hand corner. I thought Meslier had a decent game, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he had a very good game. Rafinha had a very poor game in himself. Harrison didn't really show up as much as I thought he would. It's just a hit or miss with Leeds at the moment, and I think this game was just a bit of a miss. Last year it was 6-2 and 5-0. This year it's 5-1 Leeds. Just a slow start, I think we'd call it. United at the back, very solid. I was surprised. Really solid. De Gea in net again produced a very good save. Ayling's goal was just unreal. An absolute sniper into the top left-hand corner. Couldn't stop that. Then Burnley, Brighton, the XG, the expected goals team, came back from a 1-0 deficit. Tarkowski scored. Very poor defending by Brighton. Tarkowski managed to get there in the back post. Then Brighton, more paying McAllister scoring. I didn't really watch much of this game. But McAllister, an interesting player, to be honest. A player that I've heard of a lot. He was very good a few years ago, then had a massive injury. Now he's back. He's an interesting player. I'd like to see how he sort of develops. He came on, obviously, for the last 14 minutes and got the winner for them. But yeah, Brighton not looking that solid in defence. I think they have to perhaps find someone that they can replace Ben White with. But yeah, Brighton need another player in there. Then Chelsea, 3-0. I mean, you can't really say much about this. Alonso proving why he's one of the best left wing backs to have graced the Premier League. Pulisic getting the goals. Chalobah, I love when these types of stories. Trevor Chalobah getting the goal. What a start for him, eh? What a start. 90 minutes played. Defender. Had a really good game, to be honest. Had a very good game. Kovacic and Mount with the assists. I think Chelsea showed that they were very strong. They're still a very strong side. They do need that striker, because these goals, as great as they were scoring against Crystal Palace, who were developing these type of players through. And I think Crystal Palace, honestly, didn't have that bad a game. I mean, Chelsea are just very strong, very well set up. I think Crystal Palace, there's a few promising players in there. it's just their attack is a bit questionable. Let's just put it that way. Zaha didn't really show up, but I don't know. It's a weird one for Crystal Palace. But Chelsea looking strong. Lukaku only going to get them even stronger. He'll score possibly 2 in this type of game. But yeah, really good start for Chelsea. Then Everton went 1-0 down. My friend, the guy I absolutely adore on this channel, Adam Armstrong, got the goal. Perfect little goal into top right hand corner. Adams getting a nice little assist. I really like Che Adams. But then Everton on the comeback, 3-1 it finished. Southampton were winning 1-0 at half time, I believe. And then Doucouré, I don't know how he managed to do it, but he took the ball in, controlled it, lost it within himself, but then touched out the feet, fired it into the top right corner. Great goal. Calvert-Lewin getting in the goals as well. Richarlison back from the Olympics, carrying on the run of form. Richarlison's just showing how great a player he is. He does play with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, which I quite like about him. But yeah, Everton getting off to a good start. I was questioning them pre-season, but they look all right so far. Then Leicester versus Wolves. Vardy with a very good improvisational goal. Hard to say that. But yeah, good little flick in. Pereira got the assist for it, coming back from his injury from last year, which the same as James Justin has done. Luke Thomas, I really like Luke Thomas. The look of Luke Thomas, he looks pretty, how would you put it, secure. I'd say he's a secure left back. I quite like the look of him. He's a tidy little player. Schmeichel getting a clean sheet, another one for him. He pulled off some sensational goals, I've got to admit. But yeah, difficult day for Wolves. Sa faced quite a few shots. A pretty good goalkeeper, I've got to admit. But it's just the defence. Sai's not really that amazing. Kilman I quite like the look of. Cody as well, quite like the look of. Traore missed an absolute, not a sitter, but it was an opportunity on goal that any forward should be scoring, and he missed. So Traore, is it going to be the same story as last year, where we just didn't get that many goals and assists? Then we moved on to the surprise result of the weekend, probably. Watford, Aston Villa. So Watford went 3-0 up in this game. A deflected goal, a nice little scrappy goal for them for the first one, and then the third goal, I believe, was just a beautiful goal by Ismail Sarr. But Aston Villa fought back. McGinn getting the goal. Ings getting a goal on his debut. Traore helping out. Bailey looks very, very strong. I've got to admit, Bailey looks nice little tidy player. They've picked up a great player there. Aston Villa just didn't trouble the goalkeeper that much. Watford didn't face that many amazing chances. They weren't creating much, Aston Villa. I think it's just a slow start. They had a great pre-season, Aston Villa, but it just didn't really happen for them. Buendia not turning up. McGinn, Cash looked very good as well, I've got to admit. Who else played for them? Ollie Watkins wasn't playing for them, let's put it that way. So maybe they're just missing something like that. But yeah, good to see Cleverley getting in on the action as well for Watford. An interesting one in there. But yeah, Dennis as well, this new signing that they've made. Emmanuel Dennis, who plays up front, goal and assist on his debut. Probably a dream start for him if you think about it. Then Liverpool, 3-0. 3-0 to Liverpool. I was hoping Mane would do something for my fantasy Premier League team, but Salah, yet again, inevitable Salah comes through. Goal and 2 assists for him. Jota getting in the goals. Firmino coming off the bench, getting a goal. Alisson with a few saves. Van Dijk's back. Looks pretty strong. Not really that shaky at all. Matip playing the game. No Joe Gomez or Canate that they spent the big money on. I mean, it's just a decent game. Norwich, Todd Cantwell looked really good. This is the season I was saying. Norwich are going to be a strong, passionate side, but they're going to rely too much on individuals such as Cantwell, Pukki, and probably Max Aarons as well coming down that wing. It's just a bit of a ropey time for being a Norwich fan. You probably know you're going to get relegated, which is not fantastic. You want to have at least one season to stay up in the Prem and try and build on something. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Then, West Ham, Newcastle. West Ham went 2-1 down. Wilson and Murphy scored. Jacob Murphy, sorry, not Josh Murphy, just that's the player. But Jacob Murphy scoring the goal for Newcastle. They thought they'd probably done very well. St. Maximin absolutely sent Declan Rice with it. I mean, as many people like Alan St. Maximin, I'm not the biggest fan. I don't think he wins your game. I think he's a great player to watch and he's a great asset to his side. But in times when you need someone who's a game winner, you don't want someone who's going to mess around on the pitch like he does. And the amount of times he cut back inside against Rice, I know it paid off this time, but we've seen many a time it just doesn't work. He's better just dribbling forward. He should have passed it off, but either way, Wilson was there, beat the 2 West Ham defenders, but then the absolute... I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying watching West Ham at the moment. The comeback from West Ham, Cresswell with a goal, Benrahma, the guy I hinted at for the Fantasy Premier League, taking over that Lingard spot. He looked really good. Really, really good, Benrahma. Fornal's a decent little game in there. I question whether or not he's going to play that much football for them, but 90 minutes he's got in there. Antonio as well. Who says you can't play him up front? I really admire Antonio. I think he's a strong player. We've seen him come through the ranks, and then playing that, he's been asked to play that striker position and play a much more like a deep line forward role where he supports a lot more, holds up the ball. He's got the physicality for it. I think David Moyes has done wonders with him, and $7.5 million on Fantasy Premier League, get him in those sides because he looks promising. Then, last game of the season, we saw it yesterday, last game of the weekend, Spurs Man City. Spurs absolutely did in Man City. Jack Grealish having a not so kind start for Man City, but the headline shouldn't be on him. The limelight shouldn't be on Jack Grealish, I don't think anyway. I think he did good enough for a new player in a new team. He's had a week and a half to train with them. He's sort of learning the way that Manchester City play. I think that you have to highlight how poor that defence was. Without Walker, without maybe a Stones or Laporte, without Cancelo being on the right, it was a really poor side, and I've got to say it, Fernandinho looks a bit, not withered, but he's not looking as vibrant as he used to be. And that's a problem for them. I said this, I told all my friends, this was going to happen. Spurs are going to win. City were going to lose. Nuno's always been solid in his defensive work. Wolves over the last few seasons have always had, despite how poor, not poor, but despite the lack of ability that these centre-backs have at Wolves, like Cody or Kilman. Cody's fantastic, don't get me wrong, but he's not quite a Tanganga who's a physical specimen, or a Sanchez who's a physical specimen who can sort of read the game, or now he's got Romero from Atalanta. He's going to be able to build on this side, and great wing-backs as well, be it Reguilon, or they've got Eric Dyer as well to play that centre-back role, or that CDM role. Players like this who have that ability, who have got that ability to go forward. Nuno's going to do wonders with them, and Lloris had a very good game as well, but Son always delivers, and what a game he's had. What a brilliant game he had. Lucas Moura with a decent little game. Bergwijn as well. People wrote off Bergwijn, but as long as Harry Kane's not playing for them, looks like Bergwijn is going to take his spot, because he did a tidy job, should I say, on the wing. So that's more or less the roundup for the weekend. I hope you did enjoy this. I just want to sort of go through the games and highlight stuff out. I might go through my Fantasy Premier League sides weekly just to build on it. I'll probably do that in a video, like say on a Thursday. Do a Thursday Fantasy Premier League video where I talk about my week and how it's gone and what I'm going to do for the game week ahead. So yeah, this is just a little roundup on a Monday. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, as ever, leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you in the next episode. From me, Alex, have a great day. Ciao.